Listen up, Bills Mafia. This is not just another week, not just another chapter, not just another piece of commentary. This is a moment where the entire direction of a season, the entire emotional core of a fan base, and the entire heartbeat of a franchise collide into one truth. And that truth begins with the most important statistic you're going to hear all year long. A stat that flips the narrative on its head, resets everything you think you know, and injects hope into a season that still has everything on the table. That stat is this: teams that start 5-5 or worse, 89% of them still make the playoffs. 90% chance. That flips the entire conversation. That changes the meaning of every upcoming game. That changes the pressure. That changes the way every analyst should be talking about the Buffalo Bills right now. Because if that stat is true, and it is, then the Bills are not fading away. They are not backing out of this fight. They are not done. They are just getting started. And what makes all of this even more intense, even more real, even more electrifying, is the state of the AFC right now. Because the AFC, for the first time in years, is not being dominated by one unbeatable giant. No one looks invincible. Not Kansas City, not Baltimore, not Cincinnati, not Miami. This entire conference is shaking, shifting, scrambling for identity. And right in the middle of all of that chaos, the Buffalo Bills are rediscovering theirs. Look at what's happening around the league. Kansas City is in the middle of the biggest offensive identity crisis we've seen since the Mahomes era began. You have coaches openly admitting issues. You have Mahomes talking about missed throws. You have analysts comparing this to past seasons where he wasn't seeing the field clearly. You have the Chiefs losing control in critical late-game situations, surrendering long conversions on 3rd and forever, and failing to close out games that they historically dominated. When your main rival looks human, that is opportunity. This is the first time in years that the Chiefs look mortal. And while the world is focused on their misfires, their RPO confusion, their running game problems, the Bills are in a completely different headspace. They're stabilizing. They're gaining rhythm. They're finding the pulse of the season. Because when you watch the Bills closely, and Bills Mafia always watches closely, you see a team that has been tested, stretched, bruised, and pushed, yet refuses to break. And let's talk about that resilience. Let's talk about the truth behind the record, because the record never tells the entire story. The Bills have faced adversity this year that would have crushed lesser teams. Injuries to core players, defensive adjustments, offensive recalibration, tough losses that came down to inches, penalties, or one bounce of the ball. And yet, through all of it, they remain standing. They remain dangerous. They remain one of the hardest teams to prepare for. When this team is locked in, when Josh Allen is firing, when the defense is rallying, when the energy is high, the Buffalo Bills can beat anyone. Now let's dig deeper, because this is where the hope becomes reality. The Bills' strengths align perfectly with the weaknesses of the AFC's top contenders. Kansas City is struggling to push the ball downfield. The Bills have a secondary that thrives when quarterbacks hesitate. Baltimore has been hot, but they've also shown inconsistency in closing games. The Bills have the grit to grind those matchups. Miami has speed, sure, but the Bills have physicality, discipline, and a history of overpowering the Dolphins when the stakes are highest. Cincinnati, without Joe Burrow at full strength, is not the same threat. The entire landscape is shifting in Buffalo's favor. Let's also talk about the emotional component, because this is Buffalo. This is a team and a city built on emotion, passion, loyalty, and that electric underdog fire. This is a fan base that stays with their team through blizzards, heartbreaks, wildcard games, and deep playoff runs. This is a community that fills the stadium with energy that shakes the cameras and rattles the league. When Buffalo is alive, the NFL feels it. When Buffalo gets hope, real hope, things change. And that's exactly what's happening now. Every sign points toward a late-season surge. Every sign points toward a moment where this team pieces everything together at the perfect time. Every sign points toward a playoff push that no one outside Buffalo will see coming. But everyone inside Buffalo knew was possible all along. And the timing is beautiful, because while Kansas City hangs on by a thread, While they question their identity, while the pressure builds on them to win every single game from here on out, the Bills get to play loose, confident, sharp, and hungry. The Chiefs are the ones dealing with must-win pressure. The Bills get to hunt. Now let's talk about Josh Allen, because you can't talk about the Bills without talking about the beating heart of this offense. Josh Allen is one of the most physically dominant and emotionally impactful quarterbacks in the league. When he's locked in, he can single-handedly flip a game. He can bully a defense. He can outrun linebackers. He can extend plays no one else in this league would dare to attempt. And we know something else about Josh Allen. When the games get bigger, he gets better. This is the time of year when he becomes the player no defense wants to see. This is when he thrives. This is when he stiff-arms safeties, launches missiles down the field, stiffens his jaw and says, "We're not going anywhere." And the supporting cast? Stronger than people admit. The run game is finding identity. The receivers are stepping up. Young players are emerging. Veterans are settling into leadership roles. And don't forget the defense. A defense that, when healthy and aligned, is absolutely suffocating. So let's put all of this together. The Bills have the stat. They have the history. They have the rivalry advantage. They have the quarterback. They have the heart. And most importantly, they have the window. The window is open right now. Not next year, not someday, right now. This is the moment where fans stop worrying and start believing. This is the moment where the city lifts the team. This is the moment where the AFC shifts. This is the moment where the doubters get quiet. This is the moment where Buffalo builds momentum that carries straight into January and threatens every team in their path. So here's what I want from every single one of you watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what this moment means to you. Tell me where you think the Bills finish. Tell me which matchup you're circling on your calendar. And make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you stay locked in with Buffalo Blitz Report because we're going to ride this entire journey with you. This isn't just a reaction. This is belief. This is conviction. This is the Buffalo way. And as long as there is a path, even a narrow one, the Bills will sprint through it with everything they have. This season isn't slipping away. This season is waking up. This is our moment. This is our team. This is the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Blitz Report. End of report.